5 Brainrots You Never Knew, Part 17. Number 81. Pee-pee Potato. In the damp clearings of the rootwood forest, where the earth smells of newborn rain and the roots whisper secrets, lives Pee-pee Potato, the tiny guardian of lost harvest. Half forest hamster and half golden potato, his round little body glows with the warmth of fertile soil. Sometimes green sprouts grow from his skin when he gets too excited, and his human-like feet help him cross streams without sinking. He's a shy, kind-hearted creature who keeps breadcrumbs as treasures and sings melodies only the worms can understand. It's said that Pee-pee Potato appears at dusk, just as the fireflies awaken, to check whether the roots are happy. If he finds a sad harvest, he hugs it until it pulses with life again. The farmers of the Brainrot revere him as the invisible sower, leaving small stews by the rivers as offerings. Whoever manages to touch his shining potato body receives the blessing of a fertile year and dreams that smell of warm bread. But if anyone tries to tear him from his home, the earth itself rises to protect him, covering itself with flowers that seem to whisper, "Here, no one uproots tenderness." Number 82. Pot Hotspot. In the darkest corners of the cyber desert, where signals drift like weary spirits through mountains of forgotten data, dwells Pot Hotspot, the ghost of lost internet. His body is a dry skeleton, almost a fossil from the digital age, and instead of a face, he bears a phone screen reflecting his eternal sorrow, that of having been disconnected. In one hand, he holds another device showing a Wi-Fi symbol blinking faintly like a dying firefly. When he moves, you can hear the buzzing of notifications that never arrived and the echoes of unread messages floating through the air like pixelated ghosts. Travelers of the modern Brainrot swear that Pot Hotspot appears wherever the signal vanishes suddenly, in tunnels, on mountaintops, or in rooms where the silence of the router is absolute. He kneels, lifts his phone, and pleads into the void for a connection, hoping to resend the last hello he typed before dying offline. Those who share their network with him, even for a second, hear a sigh of digital relief, and sometimes their devices show a notification from an old message signed by no one. But if you refuse to share your Wi-Fi, the lights flicker, the air turns cold, and your signal disappears for days, leaving only a sad emoji burned into the screen. Number 83. Quesadilla Crocodila. In the warm swamps of the seasoned jungle, where the air smells of melted cheese and the leaves sweat butter, Quesadilla Crocodila was born, the saurian of flavor and legend of eternal craving. Her body is covered in golden tortilla triangles, stuffed with melted cheese, wild jalapenos, and enchanted vegetables that grow only under the spicy moon. Her scaly skin glistens with golden oil, and her steps leave behind bubbles of aroma that make every creature around her drool. It's said that her long, powerful tail can wrap around trees and use them as giant chopsticks. Stories from the tasty Brainrots say Quesadilla Crocodila appears in rivers when collective hunger becomes unbearable. Her roar sounds like the sizzle of a hot griddle, and those who hear it are struck by an irresistible craving to cook something with cheese. Explorers claim that if you share a meal with her without fear or greed, she'll reveal the recipe of balance, a secret blend that turns any dish into a feast of friendship. But if you dare take a bite without her permission, she vanishes into a cloud of steam scented with salsa, and your appetite is doomed never to be satisfied again. Number 84. Quivioli Amelioni. Deep within the chromatic jungle, where the trees change color with the rhythm of the wind and the fruit grows in the shape of mirages, lives Quivioli Amelioni, the chameleon of shining pulp and savory gaze. He was born when a ray of sunlight pierced a ripe kiwi and struck the egg of a sleeping chameleon. His body fused with the fruit, taking on its juicy green hue and black seeds that pulse like tiny cosmic eyes. His skin is both rough and sweet, and his nectar-covered tongue can catch insects as easily as glimmers of light. When still, he looks like a forgotten slice of fruit. But with a blink, he melts into his surroundings in shades of juice and chlorophyll. The tales of the flavor-wild forest say Quivioli Amelioni is the guardian of hidden tastes. He appears before those who have lost their zest for life. If you follow him patiently, he'll lead you to the fruit that represents your forgotten emotion. a mango of joy or a lime of sorrow, and teach you to savor it without fear. They say that when he sheds his skin, he leaves behind thin, kiwi-like layers that villagers collect to brew elixirs of courage. But beware, if you look directly at him while he changes color, you might see reflected in his skin your deepest longing, and not everyone is ready to face their own flavor. Number 85. Samini Spiderini. In the dusty cracks of the Theater of Oblivion, where cobwebs guard secrets and broken spotlights still whisper old applause, Samini Spiderini was born, the arachnid of eternal drama. His body is half insect, half puppet block, painted in shades of theatrical crimson and aged biscuit. Atop his head sits a red hat as bright as a falling curtain, and his face, a mix of sorrow and parody, seems frozen between laughter and lament. His 8 legs move to the rhythm of lost applause, weaving threads that shine like stage tape. Chroniclers of the theatrical Brainrots say Samini Spiderini appears in abandoned theaters and halls where no one claps anymore. If you linger alone among the seats, you can hear his tiny footsteps and the faint creak-creak of his hat swaying to an invisible tune. They say he weaves webs in the shape of unfinished scripts, trapping the dreams of artists who never premiered their work. If you speak to him respectfully and promise him a new story, he may leave you a red thread that glows in the dark, a symbol of inspiration and tragedy. But if you mock art or disturb his silence, the hat tilts and the entire room becomes trapped in applause that never ends.